Hey crafty friends, this is Jess Francisco from Love Jess, and I'm excited to be with you on the Scrapbook.com channel today to create a card using the brand new Sizzix and Tim Holtz release for Christmas 2021. To start things off, we're going to be doing a little bit of ink blending using distress inks. I decided to start with a light color, cracked pistachio, and then as I go around the edges, I will also add in gradually darker colors so that I get a nice highlighted effect in the center and darker around the edges. The goal or the effect that I'm going for is that when I put on the die cut from Tim Holtz and Sizzix, it will look like the street lamp is glowing and lighting up the scene. I can't wait to show you all the new die set. I know you're going to love it. For my ink blending here, I'm using the domed ink blending foams from Ranger, along with the mini ink blending tool handle. This gives me a great result without giving me a lot of circular impressions in my ink blending. I love these, but I also have great results with the circular foam blending pads as well. As I'm doing my ink blending, this is quite a bit sped up because I do take my time with my ink blending. It's one of my favorite things to do when I'm crafting, so it's a little therapeutic for me, and I definitely don't rush the process. I am doing a lot of ink blending here by moving in circular motions with my ink blending tool, and I'm applying the ink from the outer edge. Now you can see that I did make a couple of boo-boos, but I left those in because I wanted you to see that you can still create a beautiful background and make your card into a finished project even if you have some bumps along the way. Like I mentioned, I started at the middle and the whole background with the cracked pistachio, and then I even moved into a kind of hazy or cloudy blue sort of color, which is Stormy Sky. You could add additional colors in, maybe faded jeans or chipped sapphire to get a more gradual fade of these blue colors, but I thought this still worked perfectly. I went around the edge with black soot to really darken up those edges and make my nighttime scene pop. To get a really cool effect with the background, I'm using a little bit of water in the Distress Sprayer from Ranger. I spritzed the water into my hand and then flicked the droplets onto my background. I let that sit for a few moments to really soak into the paper, and then I used a clean cloth to remove the excess water. You'll notice that there are lifted spots in the areas where the water was sitting as they reacted with the Distress ink. Then I went in with my Dina Wakley acrylic gloss spray. I took the lid off after shaking that up really well, and I just tapped the lid over top of my project, and little droplets fall perfectly onto your background. This is my favorite way to get splatter with absolutely no effort. Once I was done with my splatter and I let that dry, this is important, make sure you let that dry for a little bit, I went on to add a little bit of texture and detail to my background by using this mini stamp from Prima called Messy. If you're looking for any links to the products that I'm using today, everything can be found at Scrapbook.com, and there will be links down in the description below the video, so be sure to check that out if you're looking for anything I'm using in today's video. After I finished doing my stamping, I was ready to move on to my die cutting. I pulled out my Christmas smooth cardstock pack from Scrapbook.com. This is a Scrapbook.com exclusive, and it's got lots of coordinating colors, perfect for all of your Christmas cards. I pulled that out and sent the dies from the Tim Holtz and Sizzix release through my die cutting machine, and you can see them cut out so perfectly there next to my card. I decided to use the cute caroler and the street light, as well as the bow. Originally, I had also planned to maybe use the wreath and put that on the lamppost, but then I wanted it to be very minimal. I didn't want there to be too much going on in the background, just because I really wanted the ink blending to stand out and for that silhouette sort of scene to really pop against the background. I used some liquid adhesive from Scrapbook.com and attached my caroler to the background. I did the same thing with the lamp post here. If you ever find that you get a large blob of ink that comes out with the glue, or not ink, glue, you can definitely go ahead and use the tip of the glue bottle to pick up some of that excess glue and then move it to a different area. I find that this actually gives me a little bit more control when I'm working to apply glue to small or intricate areas. You can see I went ahead and attached that bow to the street lamp, and it almost looks like one die cut image, which I think is really cool. I cut a piece of vellum down to size. It's probably about 2 inches or so, maybe a little less than 2 inches. The size isn't really important. You just kind of want to get it approximately the size you like. You could make it so that the whole word Christmas fits on top, or you can just do enough so that the smaller letters are more easily read. I noticed that without the vellum, it was a little more difficult to read the sentiment over top of my more busy background. The vellum really helps kind of counter that and make the background a little more muted in that area, so the sentiment really stands out. Now, this Christmas die cut is also from the Tim Holtz and Sizzix release, and they all come in the set together. Now, this set that I'm using is the Vault Series Christmas 2021 set, and it comes with 9 dies. So you get 2 stars, the lamppost, the caroler, a taller man walking, the wreath, the bow, the Christmas word, and then a set to make a dimensional bow as well. So there's lots of options here to choose from, and this is just a sampling of what you can do. I used the glue again to attach my Christmas die cut to my vellum, and then I went ahead and attached the vellum to the back of my card panel so that it fit nicely in between my card, the back of my card panel and the front of my card base. That way it's hidden, it doesn't wrap around to the inside of the card, and I really like the effect that that gives. It makes it very neat and professional looking. To finish this off, I felt like it needed just a little something extra, so I grabbed my Tim Holtz Big Chat sticker pack, and I grabbed the word wishes. So then it makes the sentiment say Christmas wishes, and I just think that that is absolutely perfect. I love the effect that these stickers give. I'm a really big sucker for white embossing on black cardstock, and this is a perfect substitute if you're in a pinch and you want something a little quicker or don't want to get out all your supplies. I used the Scrapbook.com pops of color. This is a glitter one called Snowflake inside the lamppost, and that finished off the card. Just like that, we are already done. I hope that you loved this video and you got some inspiration for what you are going to create when you get your hands on the new release from Tim Holtz and Sizzix, and I can't wait to see you. Tag us on social media so that we can see what you're creating.